This is a 13 on your side weather update. Breaking news now on 13 on your side.
People in Florida are taking cover as Hurricane Ian pounds parts of the state.
So we want to get right to Chief Meteorologist George Lessons, who's been tracking this storm. Here now with the latest update.
Came on shore around 3:05 just south of Punta Gorda, right on the Atlantic coast or on the Gulf Coast side, with 128-mile-per-hour winds at Grove City. Yeah, this is a huge hurricane. Let's take a look at the conditions there right now, guys. You can see winds are still up around 82 miles per hour as that system is slowly moving inland now. And that storm system coming on shore, the eye wall is filling right now, but it is a Category 4 storm with winds gusting to 180 miles per hour. Now, the barometric pressure is coming up a little bit as it's starting to weaken, but nonetheless, there are hurricane warnings all the way now on up into the east side of Florida, on the Atlantic side from Daytona Beach down to around Fort Pierce. Flooding, lots of storm surge, up to 18 feet now in the Fort Myers area as the wall of water continues to pour into that area, and there are flash flood watches and warnings all up and down the Florida peninsula with up to 30 inches of rain now expected. Here's where the storm is expected at 2 a.m., a Category 1 over central Florida. Just emerging off the east coast of Florida around 2 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. It will not re-strengthen. It will remain a tropical storm as it comes back onshore in the Carolinas around 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon, and then rain itself out as it moves into the southeastern U.S. The last Category 4 storm that came within 50 miles of Fort Myers was Hurricane Charlie. That was back in 2004, and since 1870 there have only been 10 storms that have come up within 50 miles of Fort Myers. That's how rare this particular storm is. And we'll keep an eye on the track and keep an eye on any additional damage or wind gusts as they come in later on this evening. Hello everyone, it has been another cool day here in West Michigan. Highs again only in the 50s, and we're still waiting for that sun to return. The good news is skies will be clearing. 13 weather ball is also red. Milder weather ahead as we get back into the 60s, and this view sponsored by Tullymore Golf Resort. Again, we were in the 50s today, even just a little bit cooler than yesterday's highs. Average high is 69. We'll get closer to that as we get closer to the weekend. We forecast 57 today, only made 54 though, but just within 3 degrees of our target forecast. We've done that 4 days in a row. We're now only a half degree warmer than average for September. At the rate we're going, we may be average by the end of the month. Not any more rain coming our way, so we're going to end up the month of September almost 2 inches below average and almost 11% below average for sunshine. We'll make up for some of that coming up here next several days. Overnight into Thursday morning, freeze warning for US 10 north. We're not in our viewing area, but in our viewing area we have a frost advisory from midnight to 9 a.m. So protect those sensitive plants that you want to keep around. The mums will be okay if they are outside. Overcast skies across the area as expected today. It will take a while for these clouds to dissipate overnight. If they don't, we may not get below 40, but where it does clear on out, temperatures will fall down into the 30s. That low pressure system that brought several days of cold weather and now finally moving to the east. High pressure is building in, and that's going to keep all weather systems away from us, except for what's left of Ian. That may spread some high clouds in our direction over the weekend and kind of a breezy wind during the day on Sunday. Upper level winds continue to be out of the west and northwest all the way into Sunday, so that's not a real terrible warm direction, but the really cold air is staying up into Canada. And then later on next week, we may see a little bit of a relaxing from this, but again, this is not a very warm weather pattern. It's just a seasonable weather pattern with highs generally in the 60s. High temperatures tomorrow will crack that 60-degree mark. 60 up north, 63 down in Kalamazoo. Zoo. This is on Friday. Finally getting into the mid and even upper 60s along the lakeshore as the winds come out of the east. They go downhill and they compress the air just a little bit, so a little warmer there in Muskegon, and everyone will see temperatures in the upper 60s during the day on Saturday, but again, there'll be some high clouds rolling on in. Forecast then for your Thursday, nothing but sunshine. Light and variable winds will become southwest of the lakeshore in the afternoon. Highs around 60 plus to as warm as 63 there in Muskegon. 61 to 63 up north again with a very light wind, nearly calm. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, we'll see very light east wind throughout the day. Beautiful day. Highs, though, only in the low 60s. 13 on your side forecast. Mid 60s on Friday and upper 60s Saturday and Sunday. A few more clouds around, mainly high clouds, and then mid 60s all the way through next to Saturday, and overnight lows will generally be in the 40s.